I'm not ready to talk about Shenmue 3, but I'll give it a try. I've been waiting for this game for 15 years, since I completed Shenmue 2 for the first time and I left Ryo to wallow in his Guilin cave until he was set free to track down Lan Di. As such, I'm savouring every moment with Shenmue 3. I've barely scratched the surface with this game, which is why this isn't a review. I'll try and get that done next month. Instead, I thought I'd just let you know everything I love so far in the picturesque Bailu village, which I haven't left yet despite playing for about 20 hours so far. I love Ryo's nighttime chats with Shenhua. Ryo's always been a bit of a blank slate, but it's great seeing him learn about Shenhua's life in rural China and recount details of his own life and the people he's met along the way. I love opening the door each morning and walking past the Shenmue tree as the sun rises over the distant house. There's a feeling of genuine magic at work, and I refuse to engage in any area skipping shenanigans. Who would want to avoid this glorious sight? I love the rhythm of life in Bailu. I always stop Ryo for some training at the dojo as he makes his way down the hill. There's nothing quite like a 1-inch punch in the morning sun to wake you up after all. I love talking to the locals, getting to know their names and their routines, learning who's the best to ask when Ryo's in a fix and who's best to ignore. A lot has been made of Shenmue's cartoonish, stylised NPCs, but when was the last time you played a game where every inhabitant was unique and memorable instead of just a randomly generated selection of faces, clothes and body types? I love the amount of detail in everything surrounding Ryo. Every slab, every wooden plank, every bottle and fence post is worn and crooked and lived in. Bailu feels nothing like a big empty open world video game hub. It's a densely packed world full of history and life. I love all the wee mini games and how they all connect to each other. These are simple, satisfying wee things. Chopping wood and rolling dice and throwing rocks to earn money and win prizes. The most complex it gets is in old school mechanical arcade games, the existence of which was at first disappointing. Where's my outrun, Suzuki? But it feels somehow more genuine and fitting that these relics of a bygone age exist in Bailu. And that idea of everything being connected, it all leads back to earning, learning and mastering martial arts skill books. And let me tell you folks, I love the fighting in this game. A lot has been made of the apparent simplicity of Shenmue 3's new combat system. At first it's a shock, especially compared to the Virtua Fighter Lite fighting from Shenmue 1 and 2. There's a lot more going on than it first seems though. While it's a shame that Shenmue 3's small budget means Ryo's iconic throws and holds are gone, along with some of the best counter techniques from previous games, Shenmue 3's fights are about space and taking advantage of your opponent leaving themselves open in brutal fashion. Watch any real life karate match and you'll see a similar rhythm. The shuffling around, the tentative punches, the luring of opponents into making critical mistakes. And lastly, for now, I love the music. There's a great mix of brand new pieces and remixes of older Shenmue tracks, and every one of them gives a sense of place, of peace, and of pure Shenmue magic. Those nighttime chats with Shenhua are made even more special with this slow, melancholic theme music in the background. It's so good, I never want it to end. As I said, I've barely scratched the surface with Shenmue 3. Very little has happened in Ryo's continuing quest to avenge his father because I'm playing at an even more glacial pace than you Suzuki probably intended. I can confidently say though that Shenmue 3 is exactly what I wanted and needed to play.